Hey guys, it's Max, and the other day I was looking up a documentary about the prehistoric shark, the Megalodon, because I'm interested in it. It fascinates me, it's an interesting species, I think. And when I clicked on one of them, I quickly stopped watching it. I believe I stopped watching it after around 10 minutes, and I simply checked the comments section, and then I discovered this unbelievably retarded comment, and since I'm in a hateful mood today, I'm actually gonna just pick it apart and completely offend the person who wrote it. So, let's get started. Now before I start picking apart the comment, I'm just gonna tell you some key facts about the Megalodon, so you all know what I'm talking about. So the Megalodon was a giant prehistoric shark which lived around 15.9 to 2.6 million years ago during the so-called Cenozoic era, which is the middle Miocene to the end of the Pliocene. It had a maximum length of around 18 meters and was probably the biggest alpha predator of all time. The species bears strong resemblance to what we know today as the great white shark, and if alive today would probably be able to bite a blue whale in half. Now what you have to understand is this shark is definitely extinct. Like, there's actually no question about it. There's so many reasons. I'm not going to count them up now, I'll count them up later, but one of the key facts you have to know is this species is definitely extinct and has been for quite some time. So that's why I'm going to read you this comment, because, well, you'll see what I'm on about. Basically, the shark is extinct, and yeah. Now let's get on to the comment. Alright, I think the best way to do this is to just read the comment and pause occasionally to comment on whatever it's saying. Alright, so let's start. People say the Megalodon is extinct. Yes, we say that because it is. Okay, it could be true or not, alright? We haven't reached everything of the sea. Basically, we even haven't seen the half of the sea of the depth. We only come so far, we have a lot more to see. Okay, well, first of all, that is definitely true, but the part that we have discovered, that is exactly the habitat that the Megalodon would be living in if it was still alive today, which of course it isn't. So yeah, if it was living in a trench, it wouldn't be the Megalodon anymore, because it would have evolved to be a completely different species. So yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, people say he isn't here anymore, but the coelacanth, don't know how to pronounce that, is still here, that fish is over millions of years old and still alive today. Isn't that great? Yes, because it was adapted to live in certain areas of the sea, and because it's so small and is in such small amounts, we obviously weren't able to find it very quickly. Unlike the Megalodon, which is fucking 18 meters long, so obviously you'd find that really easily because it's 18 meters long. That is fucking long as an average apartment building. Like, how would you not find this fucking shark, or it's at least see a small trace of, you know, like fucking whales bitten in half or something? Anyway, how are people so sure about that Megalodon is dead? Okay, I'll explain it to you. There's several factors which have caused its extinction. Now, the first reason for the Megalodon's extinction is climate change or environmental changes which came through the shifting of tectonic plates, which caused a rapid shift in climate, causing it to go way down, which would obviously not be the ideal climate for this species, which meant that it was unable to live in the same environment, so that was one of the reasons it went extinct. The second reason is, unlike the great white shark and some other modern sharks which can actually go into cold water due to their circulatory systems being much more advanced, the Megalodon was not able to live in colder water, so it would have to stick to warm water. And like I said before, all the warm water areas that it could live in today have pretty much already been discovered completely, so if it was still alive, even if only one of them was still alive, even if it was a tiny one, we would have at least seen a trace of it. Now, the third reason is the decline of food supply. There were so many more species during the era when Megalodon was really prominent, and then when those started dropping, it obviously, since it was such a huge creature and since it had so much food it had to eat, so it needed so much nourishment, it was obviously much more difficult. So compared to the diversity of the fishes in the sea and of the creatures in the sea from then to now, you obviously find that clearly there's really not enough food to help so many or such a big predator sustain itself. Yeah, so those are the main reasons for the fact that the Megalodon is obviously extinct, and the fact that there's obviously good reasons to believe it's extinct. There's obviously a few more, I just didn't want to say them because those are pretty much the three main ones. Okay, so he or she goes on to say, the horseshoe crab is also still alive by today. Those crabs are extremely old. Right, how is this related to the Megalodon? How are people so sure about that Megalodon is dead? Yes, for the reasons I've just listed. For scientific fucking reasons, because, you know, we've actually done research and we've actually identified the reasons for his extinction. Anyway, maybe he is dead, but am I the only one who thinks it'd be awesome if he would still be here? No one cares if you find it awesome. Crocodiles are also prehistoric. You fucking moron! Of course they descended from a prehistoric creature, but they obviously evolved, and the Megalodon didn't, so it was wiped out. Or you could argue that it did evolve, and that the great white shark is the evolutionary stage of it as of now. But the point is, crocodiles as they are now obviously didn't exist in the exact same way all of those fucking thousands of years ago, so you can't make the same argument for that. Also, crocodiles didn't run out of habitats the same way. Anyway, so many prehistoric animals are still alive by today. Yeah, so 3. 3. First, well, actually no, technically 2, because crocodiles, like I just said, didn't exist in the same form those so many millions of years ago as they do now. So that's not the same thing. So 2, you've given us 2 examples, and that means, oh well, the Megalodon is definitely still alive. What? Anyway, but humans still find so many new species in big fish. 2. Inkfish, potfish, octopus, sharks, and many more. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Inkfish, first of all, those are octopuses. Yes, you can say octopus, you don't have to say octopi, both of them work, so don't bother to write that in the comments. I don't even know what a potfish octopus is, and sharks, what are you talking about? That's, what? Anyway, also, it's beautiful to know how old the shark actually is. Yeah, wonderful. Sharks are also prehistoric and they're still alive by today. What? You're saying the same thing again. Crocodiles, this is the same thing. Sharks as they exist now, like the great white shark, they didn't exist in the same way. Those are other species that evolved to become those sharks. It's not the same as with the coelacanth, or however you pronounce his name. That is the same exact species. It didn't change, it just survived. But the sharks, or what they originate from, that did evolve. So it's not the same species. So it's not alive. It's still alive today. That's like saying the Australopithecus is still alive today because I am an Australopithecus. No, you're a Homo sapiens sapiens, which has evolved from the Australopithecus. Yeah, so then at the end, sharks are also prehistoric and they're still alive by today. Isn't that beautiful? Well, this is like one of the typical people who don't do any research and who just want to, you know, make up these theories and be hopeful, like, yeah, it's so cool, I really want the sharks to be still alive. Like, seriously, I can't say this often enough. Do your fucking research. I've said this in the other video before. Do your fucking research. Why is it so difficult to just look this stuff up? Oh wait, no, that's too difficult, because that would mean doing something productive and actually trying to make sense, but that's too difficult for you fucking idiots. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the fact that I got so angry at this, but it's some things I'm just really passionate about. These are some things. I'm thinking of making a sort of series out of this, where I basically just find dumb comments and analyze them, and yeah. So write in the comments if you like that, and check out my other video about Wikipedia, and like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and I'll see you for the next video soon. Goodbye.